Dear Elena and Elijah, and to my fellow fathers, we must do a good job of remembering that we can be content with something, but we do not have to allow ourselves to be complacent with it. So, as fathers, we have to make sure that we try to train up our children to understand the difference. That sometimes in life, you have to be in certain positions when it comes to a job, in certain locations, around certain people or what have you, where you have to be content with where you are. It may be that you can't move on to another opportunity or check for certain other opportunities because you're in a situation where you're responsible for other folks, or there are others who are dependent on you. And so if you were to move or jump to something else, it would put a lot of what you have going on and the people around you in turmoil. So it's one of those things to remember that sometimes we have to. I know that's one thing for me. When I moved to the location that I'm in, it was because I was going to be married. It's what my wife wanted to be, and it was not something I was truly happy with. I'm fine with it for now, but I never wanted to just stay there forever. But it's one of those things to remember that, or for me, it was one of those things to remember I'm a religious man. I'm a praying man. And I just remembered, okay, well, I've had other people, my wise counsel, to remind me, you have to learn to be content. And so that's been the thing I pray for a lot, wisdom and contentment, that I would have that kind of heart of contentment that says, okay, well, I'm in this situation, I need to make the most out of it. Because usually when you don't have contentment, you're not at peace. And I like, different things in your life will throw that off. But when you have contentment, you can have that peace and you can have joy with life. Now, at the same time, let's not get contentment confused with complacency, because some people, and I've had to try to fight this myself, will get into a place or a position or what have you and have a fear of moving forward or have a fear of moving on. Or they have, let's say, it's possible that you may even have tried to move on by applying to different jobs and things of that nature. So nothing seems to be opening up. So you kind of want to give up. And so you just become complacent with where you are. That's not healthy. It's one of those things where sometimes it may be that if there's something that you could change about yourself, or you can figure out something different, you're applying to a bunch of places and it seems like things aren't opening up for you. Ask an old supervisor that you really trust and respect to check your resume. Sometimes you might even have to hire somebody to do your resume. I know my mother used to do mine when I was a little kid. Well, not a little kid, when I was a young man. And I think she was the person that really kind of helped me kind of understand the importance of having a good-looking resume, something that people can say, okay, her word was it pops. So it really stands out, right? And then also another thing so that being said, remembering that, you might have to change up your resume. You might have to maybe seek a recruiter, may have to talk to different people who are quote unquote job hunters who, maybe to help you find that next quote unquote gig or that career move that you need to make, school, what have you. Sometimes you have to look at certain advisors if you're in college. So that's one thing. But also sometimes what happens is that people can really, really like a job and be good at a job, and they stay there forever because they think, sometimes they're just afraid of new challenges, afraid of new things, afraid of adapting. It's hard for a lot of us, probably maybe even most of us. But that's one of the things that if you can do something great, if you can continue to grow and think and be pushed, because you get, some people just really enjoy being pushed, challenged. They grow more, they get excitement from it. They get more out of life by being challenged. Okay, well, I've been doing good at this position. Maybe let me see if I could do the management position. Just try it out for however long. Let me see if I could really be successful at it. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be something new that I'm going to have to adapt to. More responsibilities. Many times you get more pay. It comes with more responsibilities. So instead of being complacent, actually say to yourself, okay, well, maybe I can stand to take a challenge on because I can get that much more out of life. So anyway, it's one of those things to remember that I think that's kind of the thing, when it comes to complacency and contentment. And my children, when they get older, I want them to understand that you may have to be content with some things for a time, but don't allow yourself to be complacent if you have the possibility or the opportunity to move forward. And also, like I told my son, remember the other day he was playing with his magnet tiles and they kept falling on him and he gets upset. I said, buddy, you just have to learn to take the time, think, breathe, kind of adapt to how you may do things and figure it out, buddy. You can do it. Something to think about.